Alrighty, so this is a follow-up to my ZX Spectrum restoration, which I had to cancel. This is from round about a year ago, it started last year. So I had got a Spectrum for free. It was in really, really bad condition. I tested it and it worked, and went as far as cleaning it all up and ordered a few new parts for it, and then it died on me. So I recently discovered that it was the Ferranti ULA was the chip that died on this. So I put another ULA in. It's actually a different model ULA, but everything seemed to be working fine. But I will say that this ULA heats up like mad. My other Spectrum there, I played it for 20 minutes. Felt the heat of the ULA in that one. And it was just warm. Whereas this one, you put your finger on it and you think, fucking hell, that's warm. So I'm gonna fit a heatsink to this. It's one of the heatsinks here. If we can get the light on it. It's a little aluminium heatsink. So the problem is, you put that heatsink on there, the two halves of the Spectrum case won't close. There's not enough clearance inside it. So what I have decided to do is to build this Spectrum inside this DK Tronics case, which you may remember from a previous video. I got this along with a working Spectrum inside it. At the same time I got an Amiga, again, about a year ago. As you can see, there's 3 keys missing on this, and it's absolutely disgusting. There's all types of fur balls in there. All the keys are discoloured, some of the stickers are missing. But it has a numeric keypad, which is nice. It also had a reset button and an LED, which I won't be utilising. If you look inside this thing, sorry to get you to focus here. These are the keyboard connectors, which just plug into the motherboard on the Spectrum. And these 2 sets of wires are for the reset and the LED. So I'm going to actually take these off, not use them at all. And I have just mounted the motherboard into the base of this. So basically when you put that on like that, you can't really do this one-handed, but it has all the openings in the back of the case there. I can just use it as a normal Spectrum, but there's loads of room inside this for me to fit heatsinks, because I'm now paranoid about the ULA burning out of these things, because they're 30 years old. So that's the plan. In the meantime, I'm not even cleaning this thing, because I'm only loading games. So I turn the Spectrum on, I hit J for load, and then symbol shift and inverted commas twice. I have all the keys there, well, and then press enter after. I have all the keys there that I need. So this is absolutely perfect to house my everyday workhorse Spectrum, which will have heatsinks on it. So to mount the heatsinks, I have this double-sided sticky thermal paste or thermal tape. So this is designed for heatsinks. So basically I have cut a bit off. I'm going to stick that on the top of the ULA. I'm going to stick the heatsink on top of that. I'm also going to do the same for the main CPU. I should have enough room there to pass underneath that big heatsink there. That big heatsink's for the voltage regulator. Doesn't actually cool any of the chips. So there should be enough room there. I'll just test it and see. Yeah, there's enough room under there to fit a heatsink on that as well. And that will be my main workhorse Spectrum. Okay, so that's the heatsinks fitted there. One to the ULA and one to the CPU, which is slightly too wide for it, but will do absolutely no harm. I'll have to transfer a bit more heat. So this DK-Tronics case is designed to house the power supply as well. When I got this, it had a power supply in it. It had been taken out of its plastic case and was mounted to these 4 spuds here. I'm not going to do that. This board, if you remember back to the restoration, this had no power jack on it. The power jack had been removed and the wires from the power supply were soldered straight to it. When I got this DK-Tronics case, the Spectrum that was inside it was working. The thing was, the power supply was mounted here, and then the wire came out the back and plugged into the Spectrum, which I didn't see the point of. You know, the wire hanging out the back of it anyway. What was the point? So I soldered a new power socket onto that. If it would care to focus, yeah, bought that on eBay, soldered that on. So I'm just going to have it with, you know, you just plug wire in the way you would do with the normal Spectrum focus. Yeah, so all I have to do is plug the keyboard in now and test it out, make sure the keys that I need are working. And that's what the back of it looks like with the motherboard installed. I still haven't screwed the bottom of this on until I test it. So the power supply, I have access to our edge connector here. Head for the audio in and out, and what used to be RF, but which is now composite. So the DK-Tronics case certainly has a bigger footprint than the original Spectrum. It's tiny. It's twice the size of it at least. But that's the whole point, is to leave plenty of room. You know, these were designed for people who were coding, who wanted a proper keyboard rather than typing with the rubber keys. So that was the purpose behind these, but you know, I'm utilising it for airflow more than anything, room for the heat sinks. So I just have to plug it in now, if everything else plugged in, and just hook up the power. And there it goes. So it does load work. You fucking bastard. Excuse the focus, guys. Well, that works, but the J key, oh, that works if you really push the bastard. Okay, so that'll just need a clean then. We'll do that now. I pull out the J key, give it a clean. I suppose I should test shift. Yep, shift works, enter works, delete works. So just the J key is the only thing that I need to work. So I'll pull that out now. You don't seem to be able to take the contacts apart in these switches. This is the actual contact here. So if I press that down, it's giving me N. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. These two black dots here are actually, this metal bit is pushed down over two prongs, and those two prongs are melted down to hold it. So I can't actually get that bit off under the J to clean it. So I cheated and sprayed a shitload of contact cleaner underneath it. And if I can focus you again, it's working perfectly. So if I delete all that, hit J, load, and return, hit play on my cassette there, and that should be it loading. Well, it seems to be working fine. Loaded as it normally would. It was tested and working before I put it into this case. So really the only thing I had to do was get J to work. I obviously haven't tested the whole keyboard. I don't see the point. If anyone has replacement keys for this thing, by all means give me a shout. I have already downloaded the key overlays. Someone sent me a link to it a while ago. So I just need 3 keys. If I can find 3 keys to put back onto this thing, I will take it to pieces and clean it properly. I need the whole key assembly, and not just the caps but the whole lot. It's just the contact left there, and they do actually work when you press them. Yeah, if I can get them 3 keys, then this thing will get a proper makeover. But for now, it's just going to be my go-to Spectrum for playing games hopefully without the fear of the ULA down on me. I'm going to stick my finger on the ULA here and see how warm it is through the heatsink. Yep, that's warm but comfortable. The CPU. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. There's a bit of heat there, but pretty cool. Yeah, there's a bit of heat there, but it's dispersing it. Nice one. I just have to screw this thing back together again now, because it's hanging in pieces. Alright, that's it. That is it for this video. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.